Yeah.
Okay, what were they taught at that time was the religion of Islam at that time?
Well, surprisingly, well, let me say this.
Okay.
What was established was black nationalist movement, identifying with Muslims of the world. Exactly what was said by the preacher when he began preaching in the
Yes.
temple.
Right.
He said, if you join onto your own kind, and as a Muslim, so you will automatically become a citizen of every Muslim country or state in the world. That's what we were told.
Right.
So it identified with the Muslim world and with the religion of Islam, the religion of the Muslims.
Now, in the early Muslims, when they would accept Islam, I mean, what was the reaction of their families and the communities when, you know, majority of the people were Baptists or some sort of Christians, and all of a sudden now you are a Muslim, like they used to say sometimes?
Well, most of them condemned us, you know, and they didn't want to have anything to do with us. I think they didn't understand us, and they were afraid to identify with us or to associate with us. Many times you couldn't stay with your own Christian relatives anymore. They rejected you, and we rejected them.
Right. And I mean, how was it that, I think because we know for a fact that eventually the community came around to accept and really appreciate Islam and Muslims.
Certainly.
And what part of that was because people were reformed in their behavior, in their dress, in their mannerisms. How big was that in attracting, because in Islam, here in America, most of the people who accept Islam are our brothers and sisters and uncles and cousins. How big part of it was the clean living, you know, the dressing sharply and trying to do something for your own self, a factor in attracting people to come to?
The Temple of Islam insisted upon strict obedience to the laws of the Temple of Islam. Yes. And that was that you had to be neatly dressed, clean dressed, come to the temple with a shirt and tie, like I'm dressed now.
But let me ask you about, it's another question. How did the tie turn out to be the bow tie? Did somebody decide a bow tie, or was that the cleanest way you could look?
That came at the end of my father's leadership, the bow tie.
Ah, okay.
But right now, I'm explaining to you the neatness, the neatness, the cleanliness, etc., and agreeing with you that that did impress non-Muslims, pardon me, non-Muslims, and everybody, whites and blacks alike, were very impressed with the appearance of the members, brothers, and the members of the Nation of Islam, you know, belonging to the Temple of Islam in America.
Right.
Yes, it's very important. But what attracted the blacks to join the Nation of Islam or the Holy Temple of Islam in America was more than that. It was the esoteric language, the secret language of the Nation of Islam, given to it by its mysterious founder, Farad, spelled Fe-Re-Dal, Farad. You know what Farad means? Mr. John Doe, Mr. So-and-so. Yeah. So that tells you something about this man. Why would he pick a name that is no name? Farad.
But you're speaking about names, and in the beginning, when people would come and become Muslim, they got like an X or something before they actually got a name.
Yes.
And what was the basis of that, assigning someone an X, X and a number or something like that?
Yes. Well, they were promised Islamic names, Muslim names.
Right.
But, and they were told that temporarily you have X, meaning that you're unknown. Unknown. X, unknown.
Right. And how did they become known?
They became known by following the teachings from Mr. Farad. From Mr. Farad, Farad, but Farad, Fe-Re-Dal, Farad. From Mr. Farad. They follow his teaching. They were promised if they follow his teaching, they would eventually be connected with the holy city of Mecca and be Muslims with Muslims of the world. Yes.
And what's something interesting to me is that at that time when people started going around saying Assalamu alaikum, alhamdulillah, mashallah, that some of even the indigenous Muslim population would kind of suppress that talk only among themselves, not out in the public. So they say when they saw the American Muslims going around saying Salaam alaikum and, you know, Alhamdulillah and MashaAllah, they felt ashamed that we were hiding this, you know, trying to blend in, and here they are embracing it completely.
Yes.
So, I mean, I say that to say, what was the effect on the community when all of a sudden these American citizens start speaking Arabic words, using Arabic phrases and Arabic terms?
Yes. The effect on Americans?
Yes.
Well, we were slowly growing in numbers, and it wasn't until around 1959 and 60 that we really became known in America to the American public.
Right.
Yes. Then the police department knew about us. The FBI knew about us, but the general public did not. Yes. It's important. It's important also for us to know that there were other influences that had already become popular in the African American community of Detroit, Michigan. There was a man named Noble Drew Ali. They called him Noble Drew Ali.
Yes.
And he had a movement he called Islam, you know, and he had a Quran he called Quran, but it was not the Quran. It was a little pamphlet, you know, that he wrote himself. And Mr. Farad came behind him, like maybe 2 years behind him. And there was another movement that's very important for us to know about, to see what kind of circumstances shaped even Mr. Farad's idea, you know.
Sure.
There was a black man who had a big black church of hundreds, thousands, maybe he had 1,000 or more followers. And that was big back then.